In the last 24 hours, there have been increasing calls from lawmakers for the removal of President Trump from office.
Democrats in Congress have called on Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment, claiming the president to be mentally unfit.
By inciting sedition, as he did yesterday, he must be removed from office. While it's only 13 days left, any day can be a horror show for America.
With the 25th Amendment now discussed at high levels of Congress, just what does it do? I spoke to a legal expert on the topic at the University of Missouri on how it works and how difficult it may be to remove a president that way. The United States changed the Constitution in 1965 to lay out how a president's power shifts if they're incapacitated. The president can either hand it off himself to the VP or others in the executive branch can take it from them. MU Law professor Frank Bowman explains.
If this is not a voluntary situation, the way it works is that a majority, vice president and a majority of essentially the cabinet vote to determine that the president is not presently available to perform the duties of his office. They sign off on some sort of document or declaration. They send that over to Capitol Hill. And once they do that, the duties of the presidency automatically devolve upon vice president, who becomes entitled the acting president. The president is immediately stripped of whatever authority he or she may have. But then the 25th Amendment says, if the president objects, says, no, I'm really fine, he can write up another note, send it over to Capitol Hill, and say, no, I'm great, I'm fine.
It would then be up to Congress to decide what happens. 2/3 of each chamber would need to vote to make the VP the acting president. Bowman says this dynamic may make it unlikely President Trump loses power.
You basically have to say, look, this guy's nuts. And he's so mentally disturbed that he's incapable of performing the office. Are you going to be able to get a majority of Donald Trump's cabinet to conclude that publicly and put their names on it? Or even after yesterday, I think that's a heavy lift.
There's also the matter of impeachment. Pelosi says the House is prepared to go through with it if Pence isn't. Bowman says that it can be done quickly in the House, but setting up a trial in the Senate could take longer.